Daving Delgado Cascante and Yelin Castillo Cordero are students of the Cyberhives High School located in the southern area of Costa Rica. Together with them, 62 other students from 15 schools in rural areas across the country gathered to present research projects conducted under the leadership of the National Institute of Biodiversity in Bio. INBio is a research and biodiversity management center, civilian, non-profit, and in public interest, created in 1989 to support the efforts to gather knowledge on the country's biological diversity and to promote its sustainable use. Part of this center's work is bioliteracy, understood as the experiential learning process through time, allowing the individual to value biodiversity, adopt an ethic of respect for life, and assume their responsibility for the management and conservation of all living beings and their ecosystems. Under this scheme, the project Cyberhives, Virtual Learning Communities, was born in 2004. The mission of this project is the promotion of innovative use of science and technology in the classroom, in Costa Rica wild protected areas, and in virtual space to generate experiences and projects to encourage students to learn and build knowledge of local biodiversity. The project is an initiative of INBio, sponsored by the Costa Foundation. Cyberhives represents one of the many efforts by INBio to increase bioliteracy in communities throughout the country. It accomplishes this by improving the quality and quantity of scientific and research projects performed by students between the ages of 9 to 17 years in protected areas. In 2008, the second phase of the project was successfully concluded with the second Congress of Cyberhives, Forging Naturalist Citizens, held at INBio Parque. The event was an opportunity for students to exhibit their investigation,
Nuestro proyecto se llama El estudio de los anfibios de golfito,
which were carried out throughout the academic school year. Cyberhives begins with the selection of schools that have computer laboratories and internet, and with the support of the Ministry of Public Education, MEP, and the Omar Dango Foundation, ODF. It is also considered that the educational center is found in any of the different areas in which INBio carries out its inventory of biodiversity conservation. In this process, the support of parataxonomists is vital. Parataxonomists are the people from different rural communities trained by INBio to act as local scientists, specifically on the process of collecting, processing, and sharing information of specimens. It is important to confirm the interest and resources as well as the support of the directors of each school and teachers in sciences and informatics who will become responsible for the project. A training visit is coordinated for the teachers at INBio. Equally important is the visit of students to INBio to develop learning activities with parataxonomists and scientists on the topic of interest. Students become parataxonomists for one day by collecting species, examining them, and recording key information. With this learning, students are able to develop a basic unit of information of the organisms they might encounter in their respective communities. They are also trained in the use of technological tools key to the success of the project, such as the use of internet and the applications of the Cyberhives portal, virtual biodiversity learning communities. These applications include placing documents in the digital library and images in the gallery of the schools. They also participate in forums and chats, among others.
Intercambié mucha información con amigos de otras escuelas y ahora que vengo al congreso, bueno, al segundo congreso de Bioparque de Cibercolmenas, hice muchos amigos y meterme al foro y aprender a subir una página en Cibercolmenas fue muy interesante. Ir al trabajo de campo, estar en el laboratorio fue muy interesante. Fomentar el trabajo en equipo, escuchar y analizar las opiniones de cada quien y así lograr la meta propuesta.
El proyecto de Cibercolmenas creo que ha sido muy bonito y que he aprendido mucho más.
Recolectamos tortugas, caparazones, muchos huevos.
Once the selection of the scientific projects has started for the next 5 months, they have the support of the virtual learning community, comprised of other students, scientists, informatics engineers, and educators. In addition, the parataxonomists, as members of the communities, are responsible for periodically visiting them in their schools.
Lo importante es ver gente de las zonas rurales que, aunque están rodeados de naturaleza, desconocen mucho de la riqueza que tienen. Cuando se trabajó con los muchachos, ya los muchachos empezaron a ver su entorno diferente. Sabanillas, con los muchachos de cuarto año, ellos se interesaron con la cuestión del cultivo de hongos porque es algo que a futuro les puede generar ingresos.
All this ensures a greater involvement of the student towards the research project. They are encouraged to be observers of their natural environment, to clearly define objectives, materials, and method, as well as the proper execution of fieldwork, literature research, and database on the internet. The results and conclusions of the group will be presented by 2 students in the Scientific Congress to be held at Bioparque. Cyberhives has proved in 3 years its potential in scientific and technological innovation in the teaching-learning process of schools involved in the project. Costa Rican students from schools in rural areas had a vivid experience of a full academic year in an innovative scientific activity, the cyber taxonomy. In addition, this project has captured the attention of global initiatives such as the Encyclopedia of Life.
Cyberhives is a particularly interesting project which is very new, it's very much under development, and it's very impressive because Cyberhives is aimed at school children and people, lay public, and if we are to save biodiversity, not only in Costa Rica, but around the world, we have to make access to information both easy and interesting. And Cyberhives, which also has been developed here, does both things, and it does them extremely well. So it's a very important development.
InBio will continue escalating the project at a national level with the help and partnership of public and private institutions. Thanks to this innovative approach, primary and secondary students have developed more concrete and integrated knowledge of their environmental reality, becoming citizens who have a greater awareness of the value of biodiversity and who can assume successfully their responsibility in the management and conservation of living organisms and their ecosystems that live in their communities.